Hello again and welcome to another Warhammer 40k Imperial Guard list review. Today will be a double whammy. Two lists were sent in to me by Tom Bowman. Thank you, Tom. And they are both 2,000 points. One is an infantry list, one is a mechanized list. These lists are sent to me via Gmail. Gmail is my preferred way of receiving lists, by the way. Because I have so many different ways of people sending me lists, it's starting to get a bit difficult keeping track of them all, I will be honest. So the best way to send it to me now is via Gmail, okay? Because it's much easier for me to keep track of lists by Gmail rather than messages or comments. But you can send them to me the other way, but just don't be put out if it takes me a bit longer to get around to doing the reviews, or if I miss it. You know, if I do miss it, I'm not doing it on purpose. It's just because I am getting quite a lot of these list reviews in now, which is absolutely fantastic. I love doing these list reviews. But obviously, guys, one last thing to say before we actually dive into it is I'm getting quite a lot of these. I only really have time to upload one video a day. So it may take me a while to get around to doing your list. If that's the case, that's absolutely, just be, if you need me to get back to you quicker, let me know, and I'll probably just send you a few comments and send it back to you. If you don't mind waiting, then that's fine. You might have to wait about a week before your review comes out. Maybe not. Depends how many I've got at the time. But anyway, enough introduction. Let's get on with the actual review. I want to smash this one today. So the first list is an Emperor's Shield Infantry Company plus an Emperor's Talon Recon Company. I haven't looked through it straight away. I haven't looked through it in detail, I should say. But I must say, already I know I'm going to like this list in principle because it's going to be good. Infantry plus Sentinels equals win in my eyes. It's a good combination. Let's see what we've got. So Emperor Shield Infantry Platoon. We've got a platoon command squad, 4 guardsmen, no upgrades. Okay, no problem. And then we've got an infantry squad with I see how this. Sorry, it's a bit of an interesting way of. It's the way the list is laid out. It's actually quite interesting. Right. Okay. No, I see it now. Infantry squad with a las cannon. Okay. Next infantry squad with a las cannon. Okay. Another infantry squad with a las cannon. And let me guess, another las cannon and another las cannon. So the first Emperor Shield Infantry Company is 5 squads with las cannons. Okay, no special weapons. Makes me a little bit sad. I like my special weapons. But there we go. Okay. So we're now on to... You've also taken a blob of conscripts. You've already taken 20 conscripts, so I would take more conscripts, but there we go. And then you've taken heavy weapons squad, which is interesting. And you've taken 3 autocannons. And then for your scout sentinel squadron, you've taken 2 scout sentinels with multi-lasers. Okay, just a quick review of first platoon. I think you're a little bit all over the place because you've got las cannons in your heavy weapons, but then you've got las cannon, then you've got heavy weapons squads as well, and then you've also got sentinels, and it's kind of like, and conscripts, and I know you've got 2,000 points, which means you've got points just to burn, sort of, but I really feel like what you want to do is to get a bit more focus. Your infantry, you're taking 5 infantry squads. You are forced to take those 5 infantry squads, so use them well. Make them focused. Either you give them special weapons and heavy weapons, or you give them just special weapons and you keep them mobile. Okay, but why are you taking heavy weapons in your infantry squads and then more heavy weapons in a heavy weapons team? You don't need them. You don't need them. That's bad. And also, don't forget you're taking the Emperor's Talon Recon Company. The whole point of taking the Emperor's Talon Recon Company, and I haven't looked at that bit yet, but I'm just in theory, the whole point of taking the Recon Company is so that you don't have to take heavy weapons in your infantry squads. The whole point is that those sentinels are the heavy weapons for your infantry squads. So what you might want to consider here is I would say straight away, you just don't want to bother with the heavy weapons teams. You're going to have so many heavy weapons. You're going to have heavy weapons on your sentinels, heavy weapons on your infantry squads. You know, you don't need the heavy weapons team. That heavy weapons team right there is essentially 2 more sentinels with autocannons. You know? And those sentinels will do, those 2 sentinels with autocannons will do better than your 1 heavy weapons team. Okay? So, my advice would be to drop that heavy weapons team, use the points to upgrade your infantry squads with some kind of special weapon, probably plasma guns, 75 points for heavy weapon team, 5 plasma guns at 75 points. Then you've got 5 plasma lascannon squads. Great. Or drop the heavy weapons team, plus drop the heavy weapons in your squad and max out on plasma on them, or melter guns. And go something like plasma pistol, plasma gun, or plasma pistol, melter gun, or something like that. Okay, but you've sort of, you know, and buy some more conscripts as well. So first platoon, you don't, what I'm trying to get across, I'm not going to go on about this, is first platoon is, you've sort of got heavy weapon teams in your squads, and then heavy weapon teams as a heavy weapon squad. You don't need both, one or the other, or just not the heavy weapon teams, basically. Anyway, carrying on. Platoon 2, platoon commander, no upgrades, nice. And then you've got an infantry squad with a las cannon. Let me guess, it's going to be another platoon with las cannons. Yeah, 1 las cannon, 2 las cannon, 3 las cannon, and 5 las cannons. Yeah, 4 or 5 las cannons. And then I'm guessing this is going to be mirrored throughout. Yeah, conscripts, yeah, 20. Heavy weapons teams, yeah. Sentinel, ×2, multi-laser. Third platoon, let's have a look. Yeah, las cannon. Okay, so you've taken 3 platoons with 5 las cannons in each platoon, and then a random squad of conscripts and a random squad of heavy weapons teams. It's not, you need to focus. Trim some fat here. Too much redundancy. What I recommend is you get rid of the heavy weapons teams, and you use the points from these heavy weapons teams to upgrade your basic infantry squads, and you make them more mobile. What you want here is your infantry to be rolling forward, putting down lots and lots of plasma fire, and being backed up by lots of heavy weapons fire from your sentinels. Okay? Let's take a look at the Emperor's Talon Recon Company. What have you got? You've got 2 scout sentinel squadrons, and you've got 1 with multi-lasers and 1 with autocannons. Okay, right. Yeah, I can see the problem we've got here, right? I'm not going to go into your list too much. I'm just going to tell you right now, you need to get rid of the heavy weapon teams in your platoons. You need to make your sentinel squadrons your heavy weapons teams. You need to make your sentinels, I would say most of, if not all of them, armoured sentinels. Okay, no point in taking scout sentinels in the recon company, because whether you're an armoured sentinel or a scout sentinel in the recon company, you can outflank. So just take armoured sentinels. Okay, so dump those heavy weapons teams, that'll save you a load of points. I would say make all your squads, you know, at the very least make all of them have plasma guns in them. But what I would do is I would drop all the heavy weapons from your platoons in general. Give all your platoon squads lots of plasma, lots of melter, whatever you prefer, lots and lots of mobile special weapons. You know, take a plasma pistol and a plasma gun. I don't often recommend taking plasma pistols, but in this case I think it would do you really well. Because what would happen is the plasma pistol would essentially be your special weapon, essentially, you know, and your plasma gun would be your heavy weapon. And then with all those points you've saved, because that'll save you a fuckload of points. With all those points you've saved, upgrade all your sentinels to armoured sentinels and give them some heavy fucking weapons. Give them some las cannons, some missile launchers. Okay? That's what you want to do. That's, you know, and take a few more, you know, you just need to give each part of your army a good specific task. Okay? That's what you want to do with the first list. So it's a good, you've got a good base structure. You just need to refine it a bit more. Right, what's this next one? This mechanized. this mech list. Let's have a look. Combined arms detachment plus the armored shield formation. Is that times armored shield 1, armored shield 2, armored shield 3, and then the Emperor's Talon Recon Company. Okay, right. Let's have a look at this. So it's a 4 source. You've got CAD, armored shield, and Emperor's Talon. Okay, right. So the CAD, Knight Commander Pascal, Lemur's Punisher. That's a good start. You've given him heavy bolters, heavy stubbers, and heavy bolter sponsons. Great, no complaints there. Lemur's Eradicator, las cannon, heavy stubber, and then heavy bolters on the sides. Okay. Like, no. Okay. Why have you got a random las cannon in there with your Eradicator? Why are you taking an Eradicator with a Punisher? If you're trying to make, if you want a bodyguard Lemur's that can help chip in against any vehicles that Pask is trying to destroy with his rending Punisher cannon, take an Exterminator. Strength 7, 4 shots, twin linked, much better. Random lance cannon, no good. Lance cannon does not pair up with all the heavy bolters and heavy stubbers you've got there. Okay, so get rid of that. You've taken an Engine Seer congregation with a Tech Priest Engine Seer and some servitors. Don't really understand the thinking behind this. You're not taking a formation that forces you to take an Engine Seer. You're not taking enough servitors to have an effective repair squad. If you're going to take a Tech Priest Engine Seer plus a squad of servitors, also, why are you taking it from the Imperial Agents Codex? Why not take it from your own codex? You have Engine Seers in your own codex. Just take it from there. Unless there's something I'm missing, in which case fine, but otherwise just take them from your own codex. Unless there's something I'm missing. If you want to have a proper repair squad, you need 4 servitors with servo arms. The reason for this is if you have a Tech Priest plus 4 servitors, you automatically pass the repair roll for the Tech Priest Engine Seer. Okay? So take 4 or don't take any, is my opinion. Veteran squad with Chimera. How many? Okay, you've got carapace armor and 2 flamers. Interesting. And then you've got a Chimera with... You've given the Sergeant a bolt gun. Okay. Chimera's got heavy bolt, 2 heavy bolters and a storm bolter. And loads of fucking upgrades. I think. Searchlight, no, that's free. Smoke launcher. Okay. Dozer blade. Right. Okay, 1. Let me just check all the veteran squads, see if they're all the same. Right. Yeah, okay. You've only got 2 veteran squads. Right. You've got 2 veteran squads. Both of them are double flamer plus carapace. And it's like, well, you're taking a Chimera. You don't really need a Chimera and carapace unless you're going for a theme. Also, why are you taking 2 flamers? Veterans have ballistic skill 4. Take advantage of their ballistic skill 4. Take 2 melter guns. Okay? Don't question it. Take 2 melter guns. Do a drive-by with your melter guns. Flamers, leave flamers on the infantry squads. And in my opinion, leave flamers at home in general. They're alright, but they're not great. Flamers are okay. And you've got way too many upgrades. You've got on your Chimera, it's 75 points. Jesus Christ. I can almost get a Torx Prime for that. A Torx Prime is better than a Chimera in many ways. Get rid of the Storm Bolter. It's a waste of time. Maybe keep the Dozer Blade. Not so sure. That goes for both squads. Okay, now you've got the Armoured Shield formation from the Get Starting box. Okay, interesting. That's not a problem. Which you've taken on the squad. You've taken a las cannon and a flamer. Okay, those 2 weapons, they don't pair well. Okay. Also, I'm not entirely certain if you're allowed to take a Chimera as part of that formation. You may be allowed to. You have taken it, but then what I'm asking myself is, why are you taking that formation? The formation states any infantry squad, states specifically the infantry squad, if it was with it near the Rus, it gets a 4+ cover save. If the infantry squad is in a Chimera, the Chimera doesn't get the 4+ cover save. Okay? It says the infantry squad. Just the infantry squad. Only the infantry squad benefits from that formation. Okay? Also, why have you taken a las cannon in this squad and not given it to your veterans when your veterans ballistic skill 4? Okay? So, bad juju. And you've taken a Lemurus Eradicator, which is fine, but you're really, really lacking an anti-tank. Really struggling with anti-tank. You haven't got any melter guns. You haven't got any plasma guns. You've got 2 las cannons on ballistic skill 4 squads. 3 squads, sorry. And 1 Lemurus Punisher. Which, Pask is great, but he's 24-inch range. A lot of enemy things can just ignore it, can just stay out of range of him. So, you need more anti-tank, and you need to really sort out the upgrades you're taking in each squad. They don't make a lot of sense. And then the Empress Talon Recon Company, you've gone for Scout Sentinels. Take Armored Sentinels in the Empress Talon Recon Company. Okay? Now you have taken missile launchers on every Sentinel. That's fine. But make them Armored Sentinels. Okay, so what you want to do here is I would drop the Carapace armor on your veteran squads. And I would sort out their upgrades so they've got double melter gun each. I would drop the las cannon on drop the chimeras, because you can't use the chimeras in the armored shield formation. You know, it's a waste of time taking the armored shield formation. You might as well just take those units and put them in a card, and then they get objective secured. Okay? And yeah, take Armored Sentinel. So overall, I think you've got some work to do on both of these lists. And so I hope I haven't upset you or insulted you in any way, but you've got some way to go in this list. You need to go away, and I would say almost start again from scratch. And what you need to do is you need to, every time you buy an upgrade for a squad, think, is this helping towards that unit's specific battlefield task? Do not take weapons do not mix and match types of weapons on your squads. If you're making a squad that's good at anti-tank, don't give it a random fucking flamer. If you're making a squad that's good at anti-infantry, don't give it a random las cannon. Either it's anti-infantry, in which case you want flamers, grenade launchers, heavy bolters, autocannons, or it's anti-tank, in which case you want missile launchers, las cannons, plasma guns, melter guns. You don't want to mix and match. It goes either anti-tank squad or an anti-infantry squad. There is no such thing in the Guard as a take-all-comers unit, with the one exception being Pask, because in a Punisher, because he can take anything. But he is the one exception. Everything else needs to be specialised. You're either, that's the one thing you need to realise. Go away and look at your upgrades, okay, and think, what job do I want this unit to perform on the battlefield? Okay, what job do I want it to perform? And one last thing you want to learn from this is, unless you're facing horde armies, you don't need to take a lot of anti-infantry upgrades, or units such as Eradicators and stuff like that, because whilst the Eradicator is kind of cool, it's a very niche tank. It's good at killing infantry in cover. You will find that there is not, especially if you're taking this to a competitive place, you will find there is very little infantry in cover at tournaments. You will find 9 out of 10 armies you face being elite armies, Death Star armies, things like that. Okay? Unless you face a fuck ton of Tyranids, Dark Elder, Orcs, or other guardsmen, you don't quite need as much anti-infantry as you're going. You do need anti-tank. Because just remember this, in a pinch, in a tight spot, an anti-tank weapon will fry, like a las cannon will completely fry a Space Marine. okay, or fry an infantryman. In no situation will a flamer help you against heavy armor. That's why it's important to stock up on anti-tank. You have plenty of las guns and heavy bolters on your vehicles. They'll help with the anti-infantry. Anyway, I hope you found this video useful. Thank you for watching. I hope I haven't upset you too much. I hope you found what I've said useful, like I said, and I will see you guys next time.